Use ratios to solve multi-step ratio problems. Example 1 talks about bargains. A retail store advertises the following sales. Shirts are 1/2 off, pants are 1/3 off, and shoes are 1/4 off the original price, which is called a discount rate. If a pair of shoes costs $40 and is advertised at 1/4 off the original price, what is the sale price? There are several different ways that you can attack this problem. The obvious would be to divide by 4. I'm going to multiply by 1/4 just to show that working with fractions, you can multiply to get the smaller number. So if we multiply 40 by 1/4, following the rules of multiplying fractions, 40 would need to be turned into an improper fraction, then multiplied times 1/4, which would give us 40 over 4, and simplified would be $10. However, this is a discount. This is how much is off of the original price. It is not the sale price. In order to find the sales price, we need to take the original price and subtract the discount, which would give us $30 for the sales price. Part B talks about a pair of pants that normally sells for $33, and that sale is 1/3 off the sale price, off of the original price. So again, we would do the same thing. 33 times 1/3. Need to turn 33 into an improper fraction by putting it over 1. Then multiply straight across, giving you 33 over 3, which simplifies to $11. Again, that is the discount, so we need to subtract from the original price, which will give us a sales price of $22. Example 2 is an example using commission. Commission is a percent that, or an amount of money that a person can earn on their sales. It does not subtract from the sales, and it doesn't add on to the sales, so it is unique. This particular used car salesperson receives a commission of 1/12 of the sales price of the car on each car that he sells. So we need to determine the sales commission for a car that sold for $21,999. In the same way that we calculated the discount in our last problems, we will calculate the commission by multiplying 21,999 times 1/12. Again, as always, we need to put 21,999 over 1, making an improper fraction, and then multiply times 1/12. That would give us 21,999 over 12. And then when we do the division, we would get $1,833.25. This amount does stand alone because when you're earning commissions, it is not an add-on, but simply that amount of the sale. Example 3 is tax time. And in this example, there's an illustration of how companies will sometimes mark up their items before they mark them down so that they can get more of a profit without the public understanding that. So what they did at this store was to mark up the sale of the couch 1/3 and then sell it at a 1/5 off discount. So the original price is $2,400. what we want to do is take the 2,400 and multiply it first by the markup. That would give us 2,400 over 3, which simplifies to $800. That is the markup. So what they did was they took the $2,400 and added $800 to it. Making that price $3,200. Then from the $3,200, we would calculate a 1/5 discount, which would be 3,200 over 5, and when we divide that, we get 2,560 as the final selling price. And as we can see, they're actually selling this for more than the original price. That's the game of marking up and then selling at a discount. Example 4, Born to Ride, is another discount problem. The motorcycle dealer paid a certain price for a motorcycle and marked it up by 1/5 of the price he paid. Later he sold for $14,000 what was the original price. In this particular problem, we're going to have to work backwards. This problem is best modeled with a tape diagram. Looking at the situation again, the motorcycle dealer paid a certain price for the motorcycle. That certain price is what we don't know. But we do know that he then marked it up by 1/5 of the price that he had originally paid. So I have one piece of the tape diagram representing the whole of what he paid, and then a smaller piece representing 1/5 of the price that he paid. So then we can see that this new price of $14,000 includes one whole of whatever he paid originally plus 1/5 of whatever he originally paid. So we can represent this equation as 1 plus 1/5 equals $14,000. 1x, whatever that number is, plus 1/5 x, whatever that number is $14,000. If we put together the 1 and 1/5, we would have 1 and 1/5 of some number, meaning x, equals $14,000. So what we really need to do then is to simply figure out what is that number. And we can do that by taking $14,000 and dividing it by 1 and 1/5. Following the rules of dividing fractions, we would change $14,000 into an improper fraction with 1 in the denominator. 1 and 1/5 is actually 6/5 as an improper fraction, but we have to change that to its reciprocal in order to solve the problem, which would be 5/6. And then we'll multiply. Which will give us 70,000 over 6. And when we do that division, we would get $11,666, and rounding to the nearest penny, 67 cents. So in this lesson, we saw a variety of different ways that we can calculate with fractions and discounts and commissions.